Hello, magical, wonderful people. I'm just gonna share a new little thought that's been processing for me. I've got I've got a lot of information dropping in at the moment. I've got a lot of thoughts to process and juggle around, and I've been lots of new content coming on my on my social medias and in my blogs to come as well, because lots of my social media posts get repurposed into blogs, or will do. And this is just around something that's come to my awareness recently around the sort of labels that we give to aspects of ourselves, either that we like or don't like. So I spoke last year about my ego, that after much contemplation around the negative voice in my head that tells me I'm not good enough and that won't succeed and that's not right and I can't do that way because nobody else has done it that way before, that voice, that voice came from the little 4-year-old Davina inside me, who'd had lots of big massive changes when she was 4 in her life, and ended up being uprooted from where she'd been born to move to a different part of the country, and who be uprooted from everything that I knew. And there was lots then, because of that move, lots of other changes went on. My dad had took voluntary redundancy for the move. We were going to look after my grandparents, so my mum and dad were preoccupied with that. Shortly after we moved, my eldest sister started to prepare to then go back and leave and get married. By the time I was 6 or 18 months later, she was getting married. So that happened quite short in that space of time, and I started school. There's lots of abandonment stuff, and more so than I'd already had due to other events in very early childhood. So the ego voice, my ego voice, is the little parts of that inner child that were always striving to be the best, but not ever quite being good enough. A naughty little girl who'd get punished and who would feel abandoned due to that punishment and all of those things. And then there's other aspects within ourselves that we refer to and talk about, like our like the inner child. That's another one. The inner child, the ego, the inner child, the higher self, the shadow, there's other parts of ourselves as well that we talk about, and it sort of come into my awareness as I've been exploring these aspects of myself, how they're all parts of us. So when I talked about my ego last year, I talked about learning to love that part of me rather than pushing it away or trying to combat it, which is what a lot of self-development books and even within spiritual circles and new ageism all talk about, like combating that ego. Got to bash it down with affirmations or fight that voice. And when I realised it was little scared 4-year-old Davina, I stopped arguing with her or fighting with her or pushing her away, and realised that actually I need to integrate that part of myself into me. And that's the case with all those other aspects of ourselves. It doesn't make them it doesn't make them mean anything. They're just part of us as a whole. And when we integrate those parts of ourselves, then we can feel more complete as ourselves. So when we have our ego voice niggling at us in the background saying you're not good enough, you can't do that, or that's never going to work, or that's not going to work out right, or remember when you did that last time, or whatever. If you've got your inner child, maybe your inner child isn't your scared ego voice. Maybe your inner child is surfaces when you go back and visit your parents. This is something that definitely, when I went home, my inner teen came out, and so my ego is like the little 4-year-old me who used to sit down and have a bowl of ice cream. When I go home to my parents, before my mum died, my inner child, my inner teen would come out fighting, like, and then it actually made my mum treat me like a teen, because I was like, I wasn't a bad teen, I was a good teen, but still, that was what it was. But it was just another part of my whole, because it's something that I was. And I talk a lot about talking to my higher self, and I know that is just talking to that part of me that's clearer on what all of me needs and what all of me wants to do, and what's going on for me in the outside world, or what's going on in my inner world that needs more spiritual guidance than physical guidance. Like, when I'm in pain, I often know that the pain isn't coming from something physical, you know, unless I'm like stub my toe or have a bruise from a physical injury. When it's my back aching, for example, I know that it's something energetically connected. My energy is not clear, something's not flowing through me right, and it's like, then it would be like when many people might turn to God and pray, and that's really when this concept of talking to my higher self means. Other people are talking to God, and then God is just part of who we are. It's just helps the humanness in us to assess and address, like, the physical reality, the physical things that are troubling us, the physical elements of being that we need to look for an answer to, and integrating that part, so that then it's like you're just going within your being, rather than addressing it as some other aspect of yourself. When my voice is going, that won't succeed, comes along, it's like I talk to it now. I say, well, okay, why? You know, because I know that voice actually comes from my Ajna center, which talked about before, being like this seat of this little supercomputer that remembers everything. And I know that's it's got a message for me every time, but sometimes it's got so caught up in the physical and the past stories that it's disconnected from that other part of me that is like, but it's all going to work out. You know, the answer's there. It's all there. You just need to go within and find it. So that's just one of the things that's been integrating within me recently, is this connection of all aspects of who I am and what I am as a divine, incredible being that needs to just be human, because hey, I'm here and I'm not ready to leave yet. I've got jobs to do, not jobs. I've got a mission, I've got a purpose, I've got things to do. I can't just off and leave now. So yeah, and part of that is learning to integrate all these parts of myself so that I can live here in this physical reality with that connection to source, straight through, clear channel, know where it's going, know where I'm sending it within my physical body to do the physical things I need, whether that's have energy, motivation to do something like, you know, the boring stuff like decorating, or some of the like the more mundane stuff like sorting out my accounts and tax return. I use that as an excuse for not making any videos for 6 months because I spent January doing that. No chance. I haven't spent that long. 5-minute job. Done. I just do put it off till the 30th of December. January. 30th of yeah. So yeah, so that's just today's little musing. Well, it goes dark and I totally lose the light. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's possible to integrate all parts of yourself so that you can just accept and open to your divine oneness? And then from there, maybe we'll talk another time about connecting to the divine oneness of each other and how we're all aspects of the same creative source. So, if we're going to accept ourselves and integrate all parts of ourselves, then when do we integrate and accept all parts of someone else? That's another one for another time. Anyway, enjoy your day. I'll enjoy my evening. Speak to you again very soon. Bye.